Yes, preparing. Oh, it says it's now streaming live, but it takes a few minutes for it to catch up. So, and there's like kind of like a delay in time. Hi, Facebook. Yeah, here we go. We are live. So let me know when you share it.
I'm doing it right now.
Okay, and then I will hit record and we'll go.
Share to newsfeed. Share to newsfeed, right?
Yeah, share to newsfeed. Yep, that's right.
All right, awesome.
Good.
Okay, post.
Oh yeah, okay. Yep, you shared it. We're good.
Do you hear the sound in the background? I have a fan running.
I don't.
Okay,
I don't hear the sound. We're
sure
good.
if I should
We're
make
good.
it low or not.
Yes,
Right.
we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna just hit record and then we'll start and I'll yeah, let me just see. Record. Thanks everybody for being patient. Okay. Okay, here we are, InLighten Hour, tea time with Polina and Tarah. Yes. Hello, darling.
Hello, gorgeous.
Oh, it's so good to see your face.
So good to see yours.
And we just had like a 3-hour little get together last week at Cafe Gratitude on Rose Avenue in Venice, and it was fabulous. And I got to hug you, and people kept coming over to our table because we were just like,
we were so loud. We were laughing. We were laughing so hard.
Yes.
I mean, like even the waiter, he wanted to be around us.
He kept coming up. Do you need more water? How are you guys? Are you guys okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we're good. That was great. So tell people, who are you, my darling? Who are you? What are you up to?
Who am I?
I mean, that's a whole topic.
Know,
like what is your current expression in this lifetime excited about?
I am gosh, I am a joyful being. I just enjoy everything. I enjoy what works. I enjoy what doesn't work. You know, you know, I mean, if I were to call myself something, I would say I'm like this like magical angel.
Or a magical angel.
Like magical fairy. I know it sounds a little cuckoo, a little bit like, you know, to some people it might, right?
Yeah, sure.
But in a way, it's like, what do you call a person that when you get around them and you just feel so good?
Yeah.
You know, that everything in your life starts to be brighter and more beautiful, and everything starts to go your way, and you don't know exactly how it's happening, but just because of that awesome connection and that love and appreciation that you have for the other person creates a beautiful life, and anything that you ever wanted, ever desired, just starts showing up in your life, you know. So I do that. I really do.
You do. I can vouch for you. I can vouch for that. You do that.
Thank you.
I always feel so good when I'm with you, around you, talking to you, anything right now.
Oh, thank you, Tarah. You know, and with you too, like when we got around together, I just felt so comfortable that I could speak to you at that level of just kind of wonder.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
This wonderness
and just to be able to be heard that way and listened to that way, and in it just came out like this maybe small project or like this talk that we're doing today, and it came out of nowhere, just out of the connection and love for each other.
Yeah.
So just really enjoy being around you. I enjoy the level of communication that you have and the level of listening that you have of other people. And you're super fun also.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah. You're actually an actress.
Yes, that has been known to happen as well.
Yes. Very, very entertaining.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it's just, and one word that comes to me is in our interactions too, along with this wonder, is this very open curiosity, just about everything that we talk about. And there's no like conclusions being made, like this is this and this is this, and oh yeah, and let's, it's like, oh, what about this possibility or that, or what do you think about this, and maybe having some like, opinion about it, but there's no like hard, it's not a hard like stop, like there's not an end to it. That's why I think when I talk to you, it feels like it could go on forever.
Yeah.
Because it's like we don't have this end to like what's possible,
like the goal, like let's reach a goal, let's
right.
make sure we get something done today. And I was like, oh, there's so much pressure in that.
Heaviness, right?
And it feels like it's the feminine way of communicating, it's like the receptive.
Yes.
Like, okay, I see the beauty in you, I see what lights you up. I don't know who you are, I don't know what you want to create, I don't know what you're going to do the next second. You might jump up and start dancing.
It's very possible.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm just there to enjoy and amuse myself and just let you create as you are, as you're being, right?
Yeah.
And yeah.
And that's something I appreciate, because I tend to bring a lot of masculine energy to life. I mean, that's just kind of been a pattern of mine, right? That where I bring a lot of masculine energy. It's kind of feels natural, even though I know it's conditioned. So this really open, flowy, feminine place that is invited in our interaction is so, I'm so grateful for it, because it's just like, oh yeah. This is great. We're just talking about how great we are.
I know, exactly. I mean, hey, where do you hear that? Like women just talking how great they are about each other, right? Yeah, why not?
Right, talking about what's right, what feels good, instead of like, what's wrong? What do we need to fix and solve? And
yeah. We'll let the men do that,
Yeah, that's let them continue under the illusion of solving things. And
and that's like when we need that, right?
We do, yeah.
We need them to be able to solve the problem when we need them to. But a lot of, like, for me, a lot of misconception that in the feminine is that somehow that we also need to solve problems, or that we need to get something done, and that then we take on the masculine energy, and then we don't use our feminine power, which is like just kind of fooling around and playing around and lighting each other up and letting each other be, and just making each other feel good.
And then there can be doing from that place as well. There can be like, oh yeah, I want to create the creation can come. And so there can be things getting done, if you will. Yes. But it's not feeling like, like, I don't operate so well when I give myself deadlines or time. I mean, unless it's absolutely necessary for something, then I'm working with outside things that are not under my, control, if you will. But yeah, it feels so good to just leave things like, let it, and as long as I'm aligned, for me, as long as I do the work to keep myself to remember my alignment, then that's a pretty natural place to come from and to create from.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love your little, is it a movie?
Yeah, so I am going into filming this year and the next 3 years. We'll be making movies, and sweet, sweet, sweet ultra reality TV where you make people right, where everybody's right, and you see what lights people up, and then you bring more out of that, and to see what's the essence of them, like who they really are, because nobody in our age, I mean, I don't see anybody interviewing people or getting to know people as they truly are. It's all about like, oh, but what about this? And when you did that wrong, and when you cheated on your husband or something. I don't know.
Right. Like the scandal and the
the scandal, the drama, right?
Scandal,
people
the drama.
love the drama.
Yeah. Oh,
they
yeah.
love the drama.
Yeah.
But there's not enough juice in that. It's not, that juice, it dies. It dies out. It's momentary. It's just for the moment. You're like, and then as soon as the drama is over, you're like, oh, what do I do now?
It's like you need more of it. It's like your fix, right? Like, oh yeah, more violence, more. Yeah, give me the next like hit. So my ego can like try to have something to feel the one way or the other about.
That's right.
Again, it's like that, making conclusions about things. Making yourself right.
Yeah, and then like we look for it then because we don't have it where like in the news or the newspapers or the magazines, or we watch celebrities, and of course nobody's talking about celebrities the way they really are. It's all about just gossip, making them wrong, and not really telling the true story. And then what we do is we look for that in our lives, and we're like, well, I really need that fix, I really need so it's like, ooh, can I pick on my partner? Can I pick on my friends? Can I pick on my mom? Can I pick on my children? Because I need that aliveness. Otherwise, people feel bored.
Yeah. And I think the number one person that we go to is ourselves to pick on, right? Like, we're just like, what am I doing? I'm always doing something wrong, I'm not doing this right or that right. And what if we just rested in that we are doing it right, whatever that means. It's okay, whatever's happening, like, and just be in that space of like the wholeness of it and the fullness of it and the okayness of it.
It's not easy.
No, I know. Well,
it is, and it isn't, right?
It is like,
it
is easy. However, that we have not been conditioned in this way. So until like, this is what we were texting before, like, oh, what's alive? What are we talking about today? And something that feels alive in me today is that choice to not suffer. So we are quite addicted to our suffering, right? And it's just like that drama of life, that drama of looking for something to solve, to fix. And because we feel there's something there for us, there's some benefit in it. I'm going to get something out of it if I keep trying to fix this myself or this problem. And so there's that addiction to suffering when really, but if you don't know that there's a choice, then maybe you don't know there's a choice. I think most people don't really know they have a choice to not suffer. Right? They just think, oh, that's how it is. Life is suffering. Versus like, well, here's the world and all the suffering in your thoughts and all the things that I can continue to focus on, or I can just shift and go to like, the expansive, true self, oneness, God, source, whatever you call it, is over here. And I can actually focus on that for a minute. And what does that feel like? Versus being like,
it's so funny because we talked about that when we met, and I said to you, how is it that it's so easy for us to be able to see this?
Yeah.
Others don't see it. And like, is it, I understand we have training. I understand we went through the suffering to get here.
Sure.
It wasn't like, oh, we just woke up one day and now
we're
not suffering anymore.
Right.
So we did make a choice at some point to take on the training, to take on the process to go through.
Yes.
But now that we're here, it just seems like,
it's just so obvious, right?
Yes.
It's like,
yes.
Yeah.
But if I look back to see why was I choosing suffering back then is because, well, first of all, I knew that there was something better out there.
Yeah.
Inside of me, I knew that there was a lighter life, and that, let's say, for example, I don't need to be angry or rude to people in order to get my way. I did it because I didn't know any other way, but I knew that it wasn't the right way. I knew it wasn't working because I was observing that I wasn't getting my results. You know, it's like,
yeah.
it's
Like, I keep doing this and it doesn't work. So what?
like I'm yelling at somebody, let's say like my husband, right?
Yeah.
Ex-husband. And I look at him and his face is like, and I'm like, I know he's not enjoying this. Like, I'm very clear that this is not working. Like, I just didn't know any other way. And then also another thing, when I look back, I think that when I did find another way, it was scary. It was like it was the unknown. Yeah. And I was comfortable. I knew the place that I was in. Like it's comfortable it's safe to be in my drama, let's say, right?
Yes.
I know it. I have experience in it. It feels safe. It feels comfortable.
Yes.
And the other place, even though it feels better, also they said, right?
Yeah, right. Like, sure.
Yeah, sure. Like, easy for you to say, but like, how do I get what I want?
What about like me and all my suffering and all my stories that are true and right? Yeah. Where is the validation for that?
I know. I'm right.
I'm right. Can't you see this? Yeah.
Can't you see my suffering? Can't you see what you're doing to me?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, the victimhood, the victim mentality. That's like this never-ending loop. It's just this loop. It never ends.
Never. And like, if I were to break it down into, like, it's not personal, it's just like, it was uncomfortable. At first it was uncomfortable. It was very scary. It was uncomfortable, even though it felt good. Yeah. But the feeling good was like, I'm so wrong for feeling good.
Yes.
You know, like,
oh yes.
If people would see you smile, and back then for me it was I still cared about what people think.
Sure.
You know.
Not anymore, clearly. No. Whew, thank God. Oh man, what a relief.
It's just true. I love this.
Me too. It's so good.
And back then, when I cared, I felt like it's wrong to be happy. Yeah. It's wrong to enjoy my life. It's wrong to do what I really love. And somehow I gotta fit into this society that tells me I have to be a certain way, you know, and then I start to believe that, and then I start to behave that way, and then I became very uncomfortable because that's not who I am. Yeah. And then of course I suffer because I am in pain. I am not getting what I want. Oops, excuse me, please.
It's okay.
Oh wow. Whoa.
What is happening over there?
Oh my God, wow, my phone is really...
Is that money coming into your account? That's what it sounded like. The Vegas slots or something.
From your words to the
universe. That's right. Yeah, baby. Money. Oh boy.
Like, a lot of people will be watching this and they'll probably say, they're weird, they're stupid, what is this?
What the are they talking about? Like, what are they even doing? What are they talking about? Like, what is the purpose of this?
The point, you know, get to the point.
Get to the point. What are you going to teach me?
you want something to be taught? Go to school.
Yeah. Yeah. Go to school, get on Google, or better DuckDuckGo, because it's a much safer browsing. if you want to be watched, get on Google. No. Whole nother
Yeah.
topic.
What about you, Tara? I'm curious, like how do you see suffering out there, and how do you enjoy it?
How do I enjoy it?
I really enjoy other people suffering. I really do. It's like, if they choose to suffer, then like right on.
Yeah. Well,
like that's a choice. You made it.
it's
Good.
an empowered, yes, it is an empowered choice, right? And I think if we can shift, just knowing that, like, just choosing, because sometimes or at least we feel that there is actually some relevance here to my choosing this suffering, right? There is a relevance here, like there's something here for me, perhaps, which who's to say there's not? Who's to say that you see this thought pattern that is suffering so much, and you go, oh, wait a minute, boom, that's my pattern. Okay, I don't have to, and then you can have the choice of it. So just a small example, yesterday, rarely do I feel like anxiety come into my system. It just, I haven't felt that in a long time. Well, yesterday I woke up, and my partner and I are going to be going on a 2-week-long road trip, at the end of this month. And so we're all this, I know, I'm so excited.
Yeah, excited for you.
I know, all this preparation, and I'm pretty easy. I'm like, yeah, I do my thing, it'll get done, whatever. I'm pretty easy with it. My partner has seemingly a lot more tasks to complete before the time, right? I was just noticing, like, wow, I am choosing to have anxiety about that, about thinking about him completing these tasks. And I was like, and I just, what kind of crazy bubble am I in this moment? So it was just a moment, and I was like, I'm totally choosing this right now. I know it. What is it? Why am I choosing this right now? Because I actually want to feel this way. I want to feel this way. Doesn't mean there has to be a reason. I don't have to make conclusions about it, but I feel this way because I want to feel this way. So all it takes is to go, do I really want that? Oh, actually, no, I don't really want that. And so then again, it's because never in the history of anything ever have we solved like being ultimately free and expansive by staying in the mind and in the world and all the things. Like it's an endless loop. So short version is, we do always choose it, and once we know that we can choose it and we can make an empowered choice. Now, this isn't an overnight thing. It's not like, oh yeah, but it is a moment that you choose it. It is in the present moment. So you go, oh, and if you just keep doing that, if you just have the desire and just keep doing it, it will infiltrate this space more and more and more, and become lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter, over time. So we can say, yeah, there's a reason why people are suffering. And I think that is when people get to the point of wanting to do the inner work, empowerment, enlightenment, whatever, is when they're just sick of suffering. And they're just like, I'm done. I'm done. You almost have to get to that point.
Yeah.
It's usually the catalyst for people's growth, suffering. So yay, that's good.
Yeah, I saw like with you on that, because for me, I got to the point where it was painful not to be lit up.
Yes.
Like I got to the point where I felt so good, feeling good, that when I wasn't feeling good, I felt the pain. And it was just painful for my body. Like I started to notice the pain in my body, and I'm like, wow, that really doesn't work. The suffering doesn't work. Like I gotta go to where it feels good. Because I feel good. It's like, it really is the bottom line. It's like, do what makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Don't do what doesn't make you feel good.
Don't do what doesn't make you feel good. Yeah, it's pretty, and I think an important distinction to make for at least what I would imagine people might be thinking is, that still in the beginning, it can be circumstantial. right? Like based on my circumstances, because you can choose different circumstances, right? Bit by bit. Based on that, I'm going to feel better. Yes, that's wonderful. That's great. That's more growth than staying stuck in the stuff that doesn't make you feel good. However, ultimately, to be causelessly, to be without reason, to feel good without reason, this is the truth. This is really the only truth, right? When you feel good with reason, that's great. That's cool. Of course, do that. It's better than feeling bad because whatever. But can you get to a place, and this takes inner work and practice and desire and all of those things, to feel good for no reason at all, just because that is the truth of who you are and who we all are. Like when you and I get together and we're just like laughing, we're talking, we're just like blah 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 blah. Who knows what the heck we're talking about and it doesn't matter. We're just like in the space of joy, and but it's our natural state of being, of who we are. It's not because something is or isn't happening.
I get it. I hear you, girl. I hear you so well. I really just want to acknowledge you for doing this inner work and for getting to a place where you can make that distinction and notice in your body that you feel anxiety, and then notice that you're choosing that, and not making yourself wrong for it, but saying, hey, like, oh, that's what's going on. Oh, I'm choosing that. Well, do I really want to choose that? No. And then
Yeah.
choosing to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
And how did you get to a different direction? Like what did you choose to do instead?
Well, the first thing is just to not resist what's happening, right? Like I think that's the thing that people do, is they make themselves wrong for then having the feeling or the thing, the emotion or whatever. Like, oh God, no, I don't want that. I know better. That used to be an old story. I know better. I shouldn't feel bad. I know better. Well, I do, and that's what's happening. So, and then just letting it kind of move through me in whatever way it needs to, if I need to like dance around or whatever, it doesn't matter. Just what does my body want to do? What do I want to do? What feels good right now? Mm-hmm. And usually when we surrender to it and just let it be there, it moves through very quickly. It's when we resist it that then it grows and gets worse, and then we make up stories about it and we go into this like circle. So yeah, it's just like, okay, the anxiety, I'm choosing it. Okay, great. And then I just started doing something else, and then it was gone. Like there wasn't a thought. I didn't think about it. I didn't like even sit and try to make it go, I was just like, oh, okay, cool.
I think just the awareness of it helps it dissipate.
Yeah.
As soon as you can make an awareness and just say, oh, that's what's going on, it's already has a chance to kind of leave the
transmute body. Yeah, because that's acceptance and that's love. Oh, this is what's going on. I'm not judging myself for it, but it's here. And it's like the poem, The Guest House, right? Like it's here. Might as well invite it in and have a cup of tea, and then that's it. Nothing else needed.
There's a lot of it going on out there, though. It's like, let's say for us, right? Again, we're going to come back to us because we're trained, but then for those who are not, and like let's say they're doing something, they feel very happy, and then let's say they talk to somebody or they go out there, and people are sick with suffering,
Sick. It's a disease. Yeah.
It's a virus.
Yeah.
And you're feeling so good, and you're feeling great about your family or your relationship or your job or your everything, and then all of a sudden you talk to somebody and then you don't feel so good anymore. And I think that for people, and for me especially, I wasn't able to make a distinction that it's just something that's coming through like a virus, like somebody just coughed on me, like
yeah.
And I'm like, oh shoot, now I'm with this suffering and pain, but I didn't know that that's what was happening. But then I think it's me, then I think something's wrong, then I think I'm wrong, then of course it becomes too painful, then I think somebody else is wrong, and then it's like a spiral down. It's like, oh, it's not me, it's him or it's her.
Yeah.
And then there you are, going from being super lit up and excited to being heavy and not feeling so good.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just having the awareness, having that awareness, like, oh, I felt great until I came into this situation, and then I didn't feel so good. So is that something going on within me? Is that something that was triggered within me? Is that just being around this person's energy? It goes back to that sort of alignment. When we're in that, the stronger and the more time we spend there in our own truth, then the less the world can really have any sort of effect on us. I'm not saying that, there's not bad that it does, or of course I go into a crowd, and I'm not a crowd person. I'm like, yeah, better without being, it's just not my jam anymore. Because I pick up on stuff. So yeah, I think it's just, again, having that awareness of like, where is this coming from? And then it can,
Mm-hmm.
And collectively, I mean, right now, obviously in the world, there's a huge collective like shadow that is wanting to die, but it's being kept alive by a lot of things. And that's also for a reason. It's also perfect. It's also, here for a reason. But yeah, until people go, oh, I don't have to suffer. I can actually just forgive everybody right now for everything I've ever perceived they've done to me and myself.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds great.
It sounds great, right?
Sounds awesome.
I know it's a process for people. I know, but it really does take a choice that you make in a second.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
How long has it taken you, Tarah, to go from the suffering human being to a loving and playful human being?
That's a hard question to answer, isn't it? Because it's like,
yeah.
Oh man. Oh, but in my 20s, oh boy, did I love to suffer. I even had a boyfriend once. He was like, I have to laugh at this now because he told me, he's like, you are addicted to like depression and being sad. And I was like, how dare you tell me I'm addicted to this? It is my right. It's that victim coming in again, like, no, but all these things have happened and this is why. So yeah, I definitely have experienced that. It's so funny now, to think about. I'm like, he was spot on. So yeah, it was just an unfolding process, I suppose, from that moment on. I mean, not from that, for many years, but I think it's really taken a turn for me, more and more and more freedom these last, I would say, 5 years. It's just kind of blown open, like, oh wow, yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, like I've seen you like just glow in this last 3 years ever since you moved to LA. I just this amazing like ease and glow and just I don't know, just ease and glow.
ease and glow. I love it. Ease and glow.
That's it.
How about you, Polina? What would you say for you was kind of the point that you were like, no more, or whatever it was?
Well, yeah. Hey, I still go there.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But like we said, can make a distinction
Yeah.
real quick. But I think it was like it was that moment when I shared before. It was like I was it was about 7 years ago, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I was living in Brooklyn then, and I was married then, and I was talking to my husband. He's probably going to be watching this. He's going to be laughing.
Hello, ex-husband.
Oh, hey, I'm talking about you. A lot of people know who he is, so hey, maybe he'll get famous.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, So I was in the living room, and I remember this moment so vividly because I was working really hard, and I was just like so unhappy because I wasn't doing what I love, right? And then on the outside, it looked so good that I had all this like beautiful life and this beautiful family and this beautiful apartment and the car and everything that people think that they would give them joy and pleasure. Yeah. So I thought I had it, but inside I was like, I was miserable.
Yeah.
And and I knew that it wasn't the way. And I was standing in the living room, and I just came from work, and again I wasn't happy because I didn't want to be there, right? And I'm upset, and I'm yelling at him, and I'm yelling, and I'm screaming, and like I'm unhappy, and it's just all this vomit is coming out of me, right? And and it's like almost I had like an out of body experience, like it's another me came out, and it's like looking at me, and it's like, stop it. Stop it. What are you doing? Just stop it. Stop yelling. This doesn't work. You're not getting your way. Like that, you're hurting him. Look, what you doing? But my mouth is just, and like, just stop it. It just said, stop it. Like there must be another way. There must be another way. He just kept saying there must be another way, but I didn't know any other way. This is what I learned. I watched, like the adults, the adults in the family, talk to each other this way, and then when I would tell my husband, like, hey, there's another way, we don't have to fight. Let's say when we are talking, he would say to me, everybody fights. That's how life is.
Yeah.
Because he saw his family fight, and then he saw like whatever we see on TV, the drama, the soap opera, Santa Barbara,
Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like, Rogelio, please don't leave me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh God, yes.
Forget it. I'll think about it tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when I went on my search to find a different something different, something that somebody would say that I would like, oh, I never heard this before. Oh, that this feels good. This feels like I can like he's not wrong and I'm not wrong. Why do we need to fight?
Yeah.
And that's when I found, my community,
Yes.
how to talk to men, diversity. And like the first time I took a course, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that there's something like that exists.
Yeah.
Like I've never heard anything like this. I've never heard anybody like not try to give me advice or tell me what to do. Here it's just feedback. That lights you up, that doesn't. That lights you up, that doesn't. And me learning to read myself and say, and finally get to the point, oh really, that doesn't light me up, that I don't want to do that. I have another story. I had a friend. She was already a year into a training, into reading the lights and reading how to say what feels good.
So just to be clear for people, like when we say light lit up, we mean it's somebody, we can actually see a person in their whole being and essence and energy go and just get lighter and like open up and expand. And there's many different ways, right, where you can notice that. Because I just want to clarify, because actually my partner is in a class right now and they use the phrase lit up to mean like triggered. And I was like, oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was like, that means like they're lit up, like, they're.
Yeah. I think other.
So anyway,
but lit up is like, for me, it's like your eyes light up. Like when you talk about it, you see sparks in the eye. Like right now, you see in mine. Then your face gets relaxed, your cheeks get rosy, you get red. It's like the natural color comes in. And you there's a certain level of magnetism that and like attraction and magnetism.
Yes.
like that,
Just like
right?
this breath. Yes.
So my friend, and she was already a year into training about the how reading your lightness, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I wasn't in it. I was still like doing my thing, thinking I know everything. And she, she's like, come with me. I'm like, no, I know everything. I don't need anything. But then I started to notice like everything was just kind of glowing in her life. And I was in her house, and I said, do you want to go out to eat something, like watch a movie? And she said to me, I'm gonna go and to look in the mirror and see if it lights me up. And I said, oh my God, she's nuts. She's really going to make a decision based on the spark in her eyes.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Whatever.
It was so funny.
That's amazing.
And back then it sounded pretty nutty to me,
Yeah.
that
Right.
this aliveness, that's sort of like, oh, does it make me feel good? Does it light me up to eat this, or to go out, or to watch a movie, even as basic stuff as that? Because a lot of times we make ourselves do something because we're supposed to. Right, we're supposed to, or that it looks good.
Yeah.
Or,
Yes. To get validation from someone.
or the people expect it of us.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
And basically that's when I was like, there's something there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it is, it just feels so good. It just,
Yeah.
I look at her, she's glowing, she looks good.
Yeah.
Nobody has to tell me, oh, do this and you get the result you want. It was more about, I'm observing and I'm seeing her, and she looks good.
Yeah.
Everything's working in her life. She's getting the great relationship. She's getting, her clients are moving.
Yeah.
She's always constantly sharing with me about it. And I'm like, well, something's working.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Give me.
Give me. I want some of that.
I want some of that.
Yeah.
That's how I started my journey. I followed my curiosity.
Yeah. Yeah. There's that word again, curious, just being curious, with yourself, and not coming to a conclusion about what you think you're going to think or feel, or what it means, even to like be curious about something, right? Because there can be a lot of judgment. Well, why? No, that's not something I would normally do or say, or person I would talk to, and it's just all of those, that curiosity is just, you never go wrong. You just ever, those lights. Yeah. Following the lights. It's just, yeah. There's one more, something that feels a little relevant to share, I guess, is this could be helpful for others, like a breaking point. Often that happens for folks is in their physical body, right? When things aren't working or going. So I spent about 10 years from age 22 to maybe 32, something like that, being really sick, chronic fatigue syndrome or whatever that diagnosis was, on and off. It was like on and off. It wasn't just like constantly in bed the whole time. But so that was the thing that catalyzed my suffering to the point where I had the insight or awareness. And I don't know if it just came to me, it was downloaded. I don't know if somebody said something, but it was like, I don't have to identify with this illness or whatever. Like, it's not who I am. Because previously I would meet someone and be like, okay, but by the way, I have this thing. So I can't always be available. I can't always do this and that, because it would be day by day. Like, do you want to go out? I'm like, I don't know. We'll see how I feel, kind of thing. That was my life at that time. So I would preface my interactions by saying, by the way, this is the thing that's wrong with me.
This is the sickness will come together.
Yeah, exactly. So somewhere in my late 20s, I was like, this is bullshit. No way. Why would I own this thing or identify myself with this thing? And so once I started to like have that separation between like an experience I was having and like who I really am, that's what opened the doors for me to like, I can choose, I can even have this experience and not be suffering while I have this experience. You know, just because I have this experience doesn't mean you're suffering about it. So anyway, that was, I think, my like switching point. Yeah.
Wow. Good for you, girl. Good for you.
So that's just,
And then probably the sickness went away.
yeah, eventually. It wasn't, you know, right away, but it took time, you know, but that was my journey into like self-healing. And I was like, hey guys, we can all heal ourselves from anything. So I spent many years doing that work with people, many years. Yeah. And then it's kind of shifted again, you know, just following my curiosity to lead me down the road that has then, you know, how I can guide people differently or whatever.
Wow. You know, it's interesting because another reason why I am like taking this journey on right now, like going live, and I'm starting my lives and want to be out there. And it's like at one point two things. One is that like I don't want to live in regret. I got to a point where suddenly I saw that if I don't do this, I will never do it. I will never get anything I want because I say no to myself now, and that I'll get old and then I will regret it. I will be, somehow I saw myself there laying on that
deathbed.
Yeah.
Old lady on your deathbed.
And thinking like, man, oh man, why didn't I do that? Like, why didn't I do that? I really wanted to do it. Why didn't I do it? And that was one push. That I just didn't want to see myself there. I wanted to not see myself there. Okay. I don't know exactly where I will be, but I didn't want to be there. And then another one was
that's such a powerful image too for folks to just go to your like in this lifetime just on your deathbed and like do you feel complete in this life? Have you, you know, not that we are what we do per se either, but you know, was it a happy existence for you? Do you have regrets in those last days?
I read like a few stories, a few articles about people who were dying and their biggest regrets and what they didn't do when they were younger, what they could have done, you know, and they were like, afraid to ask for help they say, you know, do what you love, do it, don't be afraid, don't think about how other people are gonna look at that or how it's gonna come out or what they're gonna think. Just do it because that's what you want to do it, you know, because then you're gonna get older and you're not gonna have a chance to do that. And you know, you're not gonna be as young, you're not gonna be as beautiful, people are not really gonna want to listen to you as they would. That's the reality, right?
In our culture, I mean, it's it's never too late. I just want to caveat, it's never too late to follow your dream.
I know.
We're old and wrinkled.
The you know, the powerhouse and we're gonna change this world. I know.
You know, however, I do hear what you're saying, and I've heard that it's like always the same things that people say, like you're talking about. Like when they ask people, what do you wish were different, or what are your regrets? It's kind of always the same thing. Like it's a theme, right? Like you're saying, like just don't worry about what people think. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about, you know, all the little logistical things. Like,
don't worry about tomorrow, you know.
Even that.
Take care of today.
And
tomorrow will take care of itself.
And
when I say that, I don't mean like, oh, don't think about tomorrow with, you know, where you want to be like in the long run. What I mean is that think about that today. Like today, say, what can I do today to make this day amazing? What can I do today to make tomorrow amazing? What can I do today to make my life in the year amazing? What seeds can I plant today? You know, is it a series of videos that later on I'll get better and you know, that I could then expand and create something more out of it. I don't know, but it feels good right now.
Yeah.
Is it a writing a book? Because I'm writing a book right now.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's called Easy.
Oh, I love it. That's my one of my favorite words is easy. It really is.
Really?
Oh,
I
no,
like you so
really.
much.
Easy.
Wow.
I love it. Like, that red easy button.
Yeah.
That's like that's one thing I bring in with my clients a lot too. I'm like, just imagine there were a red easy button. Like, well, if you push that button, then what would happen? What would be the easiest thing in this?
Yeah, we got to create a Tarah button,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. You got this. You can do it. No doubt. It's never too late.
Guys, Tarah, you need a Tarah button. Everyone.
Oh man.
When she says it, like, you believe it. Believe in yourself. Like, really.
Okay, I want to hear about easy. I want to hear about whatever you want to say about it. I want to hear about it.
Yeah, that like that yeah, like whatever it is with today, right? That today,
Yeah.
so you take care of today. You don't know what tomorrow is going to be. You don't know what, no matter how much you plan and how much you worry about tomorrow. A lot of people worry like, okay, so this is one suffering that I get from my clients.
Yeah. Is
well, I gotta get this done first before I could do this. Like, yes. I gotta, I got this debt, and I gotta pay the debt, and because it's weighing on me. But once I pay it, it's not gonna weigh on me anymore. Yeah. Then I can put the money, invest the money, and then I could buy, that whatever makes you happy, like that purse, that bag, or that coaching, or that trip to somewhere. Then
yeah,
never gonna happen.
Yeah, then will never come.
That's never gonna happen. What? And you know what? Don't trust me. Just look for yourself. How long have you been saying? Right?
Yeah, exactly. Just pure evidence.
Yeah. How long have you been wanting something that you said no to?
Yeah.
You're still saying no to, thinking that you're gonna get there, and then you're gonna get somewhere else. And then when you get there, then there's something else that needs to be taken care of. And then another thing I noticed, that whenever somebody chooses to get on their path, let's say somebody's like, okay, you right, you got me, I want it. Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah. Suddenly, everything starts to fall apart. All the challenges that you've ever thought could be possible, they start to show up in your life. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like your cat gets sick, and you're you get fired, or maybe
you lose your job, your car breaks down, your partner breaks up with you,
you lose your phone, you lose the wallet, or anything that's, and then you think, oh, I better not do it. I better not do that thing that I really want to do, because this is what's happening. So I got to focus on that. And then what happens? You get tighter and tighter and tighter, and smaller, and there you are, many years later, still doing what you don't love. Yeah. Right. It's that birthing process, which is a painful process, right? Like, all this stuff has to die in your life that isn't serving you in order to fully, create what it is that does and what you're here to. So I hear you talk, like that. Yeah, it does happen a lot for people. And I find that, it's usually sometimes it's almost like at the 3-month mark, it seems like. I don't know. That's been my experience a lot, is that it's like at this 3-month mark that people have this, like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm doing the work. Okay, great. And then we go. And then at 3 months, they're like, you know what, this is, it's too painful. Something's coming up. It's too painful, whatever. And so if you can like keep going past that, it's not always 3 months. This is just a number I'm throwing out that seems to be like a pattern. Kind of like a pattern. Yeah. So I love that you're bringing that up, because, if we can't take our cues from circumstances, really ever, even if things seem to be going really well, and you're, that,
like whatever you need, whatever lessons you need, or your higher self is going to oblige you, and they're going to give you those lessons in some way, shape, or form. So if I took cues from my circumstances, the past, couple, not recently, but like there were a few years of my life there where I'd be like, whoa, man, I am so in alignment and everything around me has gone to hell. But I knew it. Like I knew, like I never was I knew what was happening. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's not just, that's not the only time that's happened. I mean, it's happened in layers and layers and layers. But anyway, so yeah, I love that you're bringing that up, because it's important for people to kind of, it doesn't have to always happen that way, right? But
yeah, and also it's like for us as coaches and trainers, and much more than that, because I believe the word coach has been just
oh yeah, coach.
brutal,
What is a coach?
just brutal.
Oh, life coach. Yeah.
Oh, you're a life coach. I know who you are.
Yeah, I know what you do. You're gonna try to tell me what to do.
Yeah, you're gonna tell me what to do that I don't want to do, and it's like, okay, all right, and so,
okay, all right.
You think you know and I don't. I'm like, no, I don't. You don't know either. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
But what I'm noticing as I'm progressing in this profession, and as I'm finding my other callings, other things that I'm really good at that I want to do, I am noticing that I'm not attached to the people anymore, like to these clients, right? That like if somebody chooses not to do the work, or it's on them, it's their life and they have a choice. And I noticed that if I were to focus on that, even though I understand people's pain and suffering in a way that like I have compassion for that.
Sure.
Oh, I'm so sorry that you feel this way. Like I want to hug them. I want to, love them, because that's what's missing is the love.
Yeah.
And in a way, not a lot of people want that. And I have learned to make a distinction between who is willing to go there and heal, willing to allow the love in, and then to lift themselves up, and then to find that rhythm that works for them. Yeah, so that we can do something together. Awesome.
Yes.
Or people that want to be right, and then they want to hold on to the pain. And I learned to make a distinction that not to hold on to the people that want to stay in pain, and not to go after them. And I know like a lot of coaches make that kind of like mistake, that they want to help somebody, and don't, like
you just can't. Like
so
there's
rude to want to help somebody who doesn't want to be helped.
Yeah.
It's just rude, And for us, what I see, Tara, is like we're pretty advanced. So I know that we light up on celebrities,
yeah. Oh yeah, bring it on, baby.
Right, those are the people that could really handle our fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They can handle it. They have the power.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's people that already can handle us. They're just a bit in the lower kind of a state, and that's okay. Just to go out there, we can play with them.
Yeah.
We're not willing to go down, unless they pay us a lot of money. And that's
and even then, honey, if it doesn't feel good,
exactly,
it's not happening.
If they're willing to transform, if they're willing to go there,
that's my if somebody is willing, and you can tell when somebody's really willing, and they want it, and they really want it, then I'm all yours. I'm all yours. So meaning they're not looped into their victim mentality or thoughts, or want to be right.
And want to argue, like make a point, no, like if whoever is watching is arguing with us right now and is not feeling it, we're probably not a fit.
That's right. Well, because the intellect, it's honestly the most intelligent, meaning people who have like highest IQ or whatever, who have the most objection and most skepticism. right? And in that state of believing your mind over the true self, heart, intuition, whatever you call it, your soul.
Yeah.
And in that case, there's really, you can justify anything to yourself. So really you're staying in that loop, and that's, you can't get out of that if you're wanting to stay in that place. If you want to continue to have the same perspective, right? There's nothing anybody can do for you. Like, that's often a question I ask. Are you open to seeing things differently?
Yeah.
To
You're so
experiencing differently?
kind, Tara.
What's that?
I said you're so kind. Yeah. It's like you're the good cup.
Not always. Not always. Not when it's called for. Trust me, I've had my moments of.
I know. You keep the good stuff for the pink.
That's right. That's right. The ones who I know can handle it, if you will.
Yeah.
Like, I've literally had clients who are like, God, I love when you just basically kick my ass. Like, I love when you tell me I'm full of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I know.
yeah, those are the ones I love working with. Because they're not offended, or even if they are, they're like, okay, what's to say about me that I'm offended about this? Like constant, like, being able to look at it. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh, girl, it's been an hour. I know we could go, but is there any, we should, just for the sake of our beautiful listeners here.
No, I don't
I
know.
mean, whatever, they could.
I mean, is there like a way to see who's listening and like to see if
Well,
anybody's
if you go on
writing?
Facebook, you can see who's watching.
I'm just so curious if people have any questions or do.
Let's see. I don't have any questions on my end.
Let me see.
You can take a look on yours and see if people are, but yeah, totally happy to take questions.
We are live. Oh, Nisha. Haha. Hey, Nisha. Let's see. Magazine. No, I don't have anything here. I mean, we didn't really offer any.
We didn't until just now. If you have questions, type them in.
Yeah.
Mel, do you have any questions? Let's see. Let's see if she has anything. And if not, then we can. Nope, no questions. Mel has no questions. Thank you, Mel.
Thank you.
I don't think we have anything from anyone, but that's
awesome.
That's awesome.
People are clear. People got it.
You guys got it. That's great. Okay, cool. Nothing else to do. No.
I mean, it was pretty self-explanatory. It didn't really make it anything complicated.
Right.
Yeah. If anybody has any questions, they could always reach out directly to.
That's right.
Tarah or I,
That's right.
Comment on this.
Comment here or DM us or whatever, and we can. Get back. Get back to you.
Yeah, maybe we could do another one on celebrities, and you see how.
Ooh, yeah. Look at that smile. Yeah. Celebrities. If any celebrities are watching this, let us know and we'll bring you on.
You need us.
What's that? You need us? Yeah. Oh man. Oh yeah. This whole industry really, like, because it's our royalty in this country, and really this is where the biggest impact can probably can be made. I don't want to make conclusions about it, but it's where a big impact can be made.
Yeah. As I mentioned to you when we met, that like I believe celebrities have such a big power because people already trust them.
Yeah.
Listen to them.
Yeah.
And they could do so much with that.
I know.
The right support, the right feedback.
Yeah.
The right radar.
Yeah.
People that could see, specifically women, women have a better radar than men, that they could see the field, the field of information, the field that is out there, that they can navigate and still shine, and also help other people shine as well.
Yes.
Make a huge difference for
them.
And I don't know how you see it, but I see it that a lot of people, a lot of celebrities, nobody has their back.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, I don't know any, personally, but I would imagine, and I've heard that, I guess, from you know, that they have all these people around them that are just like, you know, kissing their butt basically, or saying yes or whatever. And nobody that's like saying things that nobody else will say to them.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes for any high profile, any, you know, CEOs of companies, people who are like at the top of something, rarely have anybody else who will be really honest with them and say, hey, look, this is what I see. And, you know, nobody else is saying that to them. And that's really the way, you know, when you call someone out on their bullshit, I mean, that's a good first step.
Yeah.
But it's being, you know, afraid to, not being afraid to not be liked, right? Which I think a lot of celebrities have this, you know, whether it's their PR person or somebody saying, okay, no, this is your image and we have to protect this image at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is something then they have to say, oh, wait, actually, that doesn't feel good. I just want to be myself and I can be myself. And there's this whole thing of having to protect oneself, you know, as a celebrity or as a high profile person. I have to protect myself from, and I get that, you know, I understand that. However, I think it's detrimental to go all the way with that and just completely, you know, shut yourself off from who you really are and expressing that.
And I really loved how you said when we talked before that they're afraid to lose the image, that the people will stop like liking
watching
them,
their movies and
movies, following them, and like,
yeah.
and I thought it was just brilliant the way you said that, because I didn't go that far in my. I was like, oh shit, you're right. You know, like
Yeah.
there could be a fear of like, oh no, I'm gonna lose followers, I'm gonna lose fans.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna gain new ones.
Yeah, that are totally resonate with you, right?
Right. Yeah. Because you're gonna gain new ones, the one that love you for who you really are.
Yeah. Well, and if someone isn't going to like you because what you really think, then who, you know, it's that whole cancel culture thing that we're in now, right? Like you say something that doesn't fit with the way I see it, you're out, like you're gone.
Yeah.
You know? So there's a whole layer underneath that of why people, you know what I mean? Like that's a whole nother topic, you know. However, if we keep continuing to cater to that in the world, then we're just going to keep creating it. So we have to be brave and courageous and say, no, this is actually what's on my heart. And this is my offering. Take it or leave it.
Yeah. Yeah. And nothing's going to happen to them.
No, you're going to be okay.
Nothing's going to happen to you. You know, when you got people by your side who's got your back, who light you up and give you accurate feedback, you know, you're safe.
And whatever you lose in the process was never meant for you. So there's no loss, really. You know, you might grieve some things, but yeah.
Not even probably. I mean, I don't know, but you know, you could just be like, and then like all that pain just goes away.
Yeah. Like, oh, right. Yeah. This is, yeah.
Oh, I could actually be myself.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Still be powerful, still make an impact.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even people, you know, like just coming out as gay, you know, that's such a clear example of that for people, you know, when that happens, then they're like, oh, like as a celebrity, you know, because I imagine there's still probably a lot who don't because they fear they won't get the movie roles, which is, you know, it's crazy these days, but
that's why I want to make that movie, you know, the lesbian nuns.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the lesbian nuns. Oh my God. I totally will see this movie. I don't know what it's about, but just that alone is like, yep, I'm in.
Leave it at that.
Yeah, that's a good place to mic drop this conversation, I think. Lesbian nuns. All right.
Speaking out.
Speaking out, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So
yes, girl.
Should help a lot of people to release and relieve and be themselves.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thank you, Polina, for being yourself always, ever since I've known you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me to do this live and like just kind of going on the hunch. Just let's just do it. Let's just see what happens and have fun and I appreciate you noticing that in me and inviting me.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Whatever lights us up, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, darling. I love you lots.
I love you so much.
Mwah. And I'll see you hopefully in person soon.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Good. You too.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. We love you.